The studio lights felt hotter than usual as Jennifer Lopez walked onto the stage, her smile polished, her posture perfect, the kind of presence that filled a room before she even spoke. The audience erupted the moment Kelly Clarkson stood to greet her, clapping with that familiar warmth that made guests feel safe. Jennifer hugged her, a quick embrace for the cameras, and took a seat. From the outside, it looked like another flawless daytime TV moment. Two powerful women, both icons in their own right, ready for a friendly, entertaining conversation. But beneath Jennifer's calm expression, something was already simmering. Kelly started easy, praising Jennifer's latest projects, her discipline, her ability to reinvent herself decade after decade. Jennifer nodded, thanked her, laughed at a joke or two. The audience relaxed. The band chimed in with light music. Everything was going exactly how it always did, until Kelly shifted the conversation. "So," Kelly said, glancing at her cue cards, "you've been really open lately about your personal life and how it's influenced your music. Some fans say it feels different this time." The word different hung in the air a second too long. Jennifer smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Different how?" she asked, her voice smooth, controlled. "Well," Kelly continued carefully, "some people feel like you're responding more to criticism now, instead of just letting the work speak for itself." A few audience members murmured. Jennifer crossed her legs, adjusting slightly in her chair. She'd heard this before, online, in headlines, whispered by people who had never carried the weight she carried. "Still," she answered calmly, "I've always let my work speak," she said. "But I'm also human. If I choose to speak sometimes, that doesn't mean I'm insecure. It means I'm honest." Kelly nodded, but instead of moving on, she leaned in. "Do you think fame ever makes it harder to tell what's real feedback and what's just noise?" The question was fair, but the timing felt sharp. Jennifer tilted her head, studying Kelly's face, searching for intent. The crowd watched closely now. This was no longer a fluffy segment. "Fame doesn't change that," Jennifer replied. "Pressure does. And women in this industry live under a microscope men don't." A ripple of applause moved through the audience. Kelly smiled, but she didn't back off. "Some critics would say you've always had that spotlight, and you've used it, sometimes aggressively." That did it. Jennifer's smile faded completely. She uncrossed her legs, leaned forward, elbows resting lightly on her knees. Her voice dropped just a bit, still calm, but edged with steel. "Aggressively," she repeated. "What does that mean, Kelly?" The band fell silent. The audience could feel it. This wasn't rehearsed. Kelly blinked, clearly sensing the shift, but pressed on. "I mean, you're very protective of your image, of your narrative." Jennifer let out a small, humorless laugh. "Every artist protects their narrative. But when a woman does it, she's labeled difficult. Or aggressive." Applause broke out again, louder this time. Kelly raised her hand slightly, trying to soften the moment. "I'm not labeling you. I'm just asking what people are talking about." Jennifer sat back, her jaw tightening. "But you chose those words." For a second, no one spoke. The cameras zoomed in, catching the tension in Jennifer's eyes, the way her fingers pressed together in her lap. "I've spent my entire career proving myself," Jennifer continued. "Dancing, singing, acting, producing. I've had to work twice as hard to be taken half as seriously. So yes, I speak up now. Because silence didn't protect me before." Kelly inhaled, nodding slowly. "That's fair. But do you ever worry that responding gives critics more power?" Jennifer shook her head. "No. Ignoring them gives them power. Owning my story takes it back." The audience erupted again, but Kelly's expression had changed. She wasn't smiling now, she was thinking. And thinking, on live television, can be dangerous. "But," Kelly added, "some fans say they miss the old Jennifer, the one who didn't feel like she had to explain herself." Jennifer's eyes narrowed just slightly. "The old Jennifer," she echoed. "You mean the younger one who was quieter? More convenient?" A sharp intake of breath swept through the studio. Kelly opened her mouth, then closed it. The crowd shifted in their seats. "That's not what I meant," Kelly said quickly. "But that's how it sounds," Jennifer replied. Her voice was steady, but emotion flickered beneath it now. Years of interviews, assumptions, subtle dismissals bubbling to the surface. Growth makes people uncomfortable, especially when a woman stops shrinking. Silence. Kelly glanced off camera for half a second, likely toward producers. The energy had shifted from conversation to confrontation, and everyone knew it. "I respect your growth," Kelly said, choosing her words carefully. "I just think the public sometimes struggles when their idea of someone changes." Jennifer leaned back, exhaling through her nose. "That's not my burden to carry." The applause that followed was loud, but it didn't feel celebratory. It felt divided. Jennifer could sense it, the line she'd crossed simply by refusing to soften herself. She glanced toward the audience, then back at Kelly. "With respect," she added, "I came here to talk about my work, not defend my existence." Kelly nodded, but her smile was strained. "Of course. Let's talk about your upcoming film." But the shift was too abrupt. The warmth was gone. Jennifer answered the next question, but her energy had changed. Shorter responses, fewer smiles. Her body angled slightly away from Kelly now, as if unconsciously creating distance. As the segment moved on, viewers could feel it building. Something unresolved. Something raw. Jennifer glanced once toward the stage exit, then back at Kelly, her expression unreadable. The storm hadn't broken yet, but it was coming. The commercial break ended, and the red light blinked back on. The audience applauded on cue, but the sound felt thinner now, like everyone was clapping out of obligation rather than excitement. Jennifer Lopez sat perfectly still in her chair, her posture flawless, her expression carefully neutral. Inside, though, the pressure had shifted from simmer to boil. Kelly Clarkson tried to reset the tone, her voice brighter, almost overly cheerful. "All right, we are back. Jennifer, let's talk about what is Jennifer." "All right," Kelly said carefully. "Let's take a breath." Jennifer nodded once. Then she did something no one expected. She unclipped her microphone. The sound was small, but unmistakable. The audience froze. Jennifer stood, smoothing her outfit with a calm that felt almost surreal. She looked at Kelly, not angrily, not dramatically, but with a kind of final clarity. "I've spent too many years explaining myself," she said. "Today's not one of them." Kelly's eyes widened. "Jennifer." "I respect you," Jennifer added. "But I'm done." For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then Jennifer turned and walked toward the stage exit. The band didn't play. The applause didn't start. The camera scrambled to follow her, then cut back to Kelly, who was standing now, hands slightly raised, unsure whether to stop her or let her go. Jennifer disappeared backstage. The studio erupted, not in cheers, but in shocked whispers. Kelly turned back to the camera, clearly shaken. "Well," she said softly, forcing a smile that didn't quite work, "we are going to take a quick break." The screen faded to commercials. Backstage, Jennifer kept walking until she reached her dressing room. The door closed behind her with a quiet click. She leaned against it, closed her eyes, and finally exhaled. Her publicist rushed in moments later, already on the phone, already strategizing. Jennifer raised a hand. "Not right now," she said. "Let me breathe." Outside, the internet was exploding. Clips were being replayed, dissected, debated. Headlines wrote themselves. Some called her brave. Others called her difficult. The same old script. But Jennifer didn't check her phone. She changed out of her outfit, washed her face, and looked at herself in the mirror. No stage lights. No audience. Just her. "I chose myself," she whispered. Meanwhile, Kelly sat back down on stage, the show limping forward with another guest, but the mood never fully recovered. She smiled. She laughed. She did her job. But the moment lingered like smoke. Later that night, Kelly addressed it briefly at the end of the show. "I want to say this," she said to the camera. "Conversations can get uncomfortable. That doesn't always mean they're wrong, but it does mean we can learn from them." Jennifer, miles away by then, heard about that too. She didn't respond publicly. No statement. No apology. No clarification. Just silence. And somehow, that silence said everything.